So what's up everybody? Today is the day that I do the video on my old haunted house. Where do we begin? This is real, it's not fake. I'm kind of scared to talk about it. Before we had moved into the house, my husband's friend and his girlfriend had lived there before us. And she would tell us little stuff here and there. He would too. He would tell my husband and she would tell me that they would hear stuff in the house. I guess she had an incident one time that she felt like she was being stabbed in her stomach. I wasn't believing it at first. I was just like, these people are crazy. I know, like, I believe in ghosts because ever since I was little, I've always heard or seen things like all the time. Till this day I do. Basically every house I've lived in I've seen and heard things. I don't know if it's me or if it's the house. Mainly I think it's me, but I don't know. They had moved out and I really liked the house, and I know it sounds crazy that I wanted to move in there. I told my husband, you know, this house is too small, we need a bigger place. Can we like move into that house? And so they talked to the owner and you know, he said yes. So we moved in, and the first day we moved in, me and my brother were taking boxes in because my husband was at work at this time and he couldn't help us move. So my brother was helping us move. We were taking boxes upstairs, and I went downstairs before him. And when I went back in as he was coming down, he was like, wait, weren't you just upstairs? How did you get down here so fast? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? I've been down here getting more boxes. And he was like, that's crazy because I just seen a girl upstairs right now walking with her hair up in a bun like how you have it. And it kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was just like, I don't know, like maybe you did see that, or maybe your eyes were just messing with you, I don't know. So we just brushed it off. We just kept moving stuff in, but he just like was thinking like, what the heck was that, you know? After that happened, we were moved in. Everything was fine. There was nothing going on. We didn't hear noises for a while. I think maybe like 6 months we didn't hear anything or seen anything. But one day I had noticed that I was waking up with bruises on my legs, and I found it kind of weird, but they look like fingertip bruises, like if somebody grabbed me like this. And I noticed that, but they weren't hurting, and I was just like, I don't remember bumping into anything. Like, I don't remember hurting myself, like anything like that. I kind of ignored it, and I just was like, whatever. And it just kept happening more, but as it was happening more, I was feeling like someone was touching me, but then I would like turn around and it would go away. So I was just like, okay, maybe I'm tripping, I don't know what it could be. But I told my husband, I was like, I keep waking up with these bruises on my legs and I don't know what it is. Like, and he's like, maybe you're just bumping yourself without realizing. I don't know if it was dreams or not, but like I would be falling asleep and then I would hear a woman's voice in my ear, and it would wake me up, and like, what the heck? Like, I couldn't make out what the person was saying because it just sounded weird, but I can tell it was a woman. But it would always happen like every other night, or sometimes every night. And then after hearing the woman's voice, I would hear a baby crying. And I would wake up my husband. I'm like, I keep hearing this stuff. Like, I don't. And he's like, oh, you're just dreaming. It's dreams. After hearing the voice, I started hearing footsteps in the hallway. They like kind of coming up the stairs and walking through the hallway. That's when I knew, like, no, there's something off. Like, there is something here. There's there's no way that I'm tripping. There's no way that I'm overthinking it. There's something here. The footsteps just kept going on, like mostly every night. And then I started seeing like this figure in my restroom. As you can see in one of the videos that I'm about to show you guys, is gonna be the first video that I took was in my bedroom, and my bed is like right in front of the bathroom door. Well, we would always sleep with the bathroom door open, and I would always see this black figure walking from the shower to my husband's closet, because we had 2 closets. Mine was in our actual bedroom, and then his was in the restroom. And I would always see that figure all the time, and like it would scare me. I would be like, what is that? Like, so I told my husband, I was like, no, there's something here. Like, I know there's something here. I've seen this figure like leaving the shower into your closet. I know I'm not going crazy. I know I'm not. And he's just like, really? Like, he was kind of starting to believe me, but he was kind of like, I don't know, I don't believe in that. Like, why is it always happening when I'm sleeping or when I'm not home? And I told him, maybe because you don't believe in it and you're not scared of it. And I'm more like, oh my God, like scared, and I do believe in it. And one time that this moment had made me and the kids like want to sleep downstairs, because it was just crazy. We were downstairs watching a movie, and I started hearing like stomping in my bedroom, which is like above the living room. We started hearing that, and my oldest, Kehlani, she was like, Mom, do you hear that? And I was like, yeah. And we would just stay quiet, like, what is that? And the other kids didn't hear it at first, but I shouldn't have done this. I put the movie on pause, and I was just like listening, and my kids were like, Mom, what are you doing? And then you hear dun, 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 like loud, and we're just like, oh my God, no. And this is the first time my kids ever heard this, and or even knew that something was in the house. Like, I just kept quiet about it to them, because I just didn't want to scare them. I didn't want them to experience anything, but they were hearing it too, and they started freaking out, crying, and they're like, call Dad now. The stomping was not stopping, like, at all. It just kept going and going and going, and I called my husband. I was like, you need to get home now. They're stomping upstairs. The kids are freaking out. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, go upstairs and see what it is. And I wasn't gonna go upstairs to see if anybody broke in or what it could have been. But my kids were like, no, Mom, no, freaking out. Like, they would not let me go upstairs at all. I told him, I was like, they're not letting me go upstairs. He's like, well, I'm almost home. I'll be there soon. Just kept doing it, and like maybe 10 minutes before my husband got home, it completely stopped, and they didn't do it anymore. And after I did the videos, that's when it got crazy, to the point where it just made us move. Really, it wasn't not just showing itself to me, but it started showing itself to other people that came over, and it was just so embarrassing. For 4th of July, I had, we gathered up with our neighbor and their kids, and then my husband's family had came over, and it was already night, like it was already getting cold, so we all decided like to go in, and my kids decided to go next door with the other kids, and some of the other family members stayed next door too, because that's where we had all the food. And then me and my husband and my niece, 2 of her friends that brought their baby, we all went to the house. But before we got into the house, the door was locked. Like, we left our keys inside because we weren't gonna lock the door. It was just the weirdest thing. Like, the door locked, we had to get it open, and then when we got in, like, everybody just sat there, and I was just thinking, like, nobody locked the door. Like, I was the last one out, and I just closed it. Like, I didn't lock it. It was just weird. Like, nobody locked that door. And knowing that we left the keys inside because we weren't gonna lock the door, it was just, it's mind-blowing. Like, just I just don't know. I don't know how it locked. When we got in, we're just sitting there for a little bit, talking. I had went outside because my husband was outside, so I had went outside for a little bit with him, and my niece and her friends had stayed inside. Right when we were gonna go back inside, they booked it outside. Like, they ran outside so fast, and I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, why are you guys running like that? And my niece is like, you would not understand what just happened right now to us. And I was like, no, just, you know, tell me. And she's like, we're watching the TV and it turned off, and then we started hearing a woman talking upstairs. It sounded like somebody talking upstairs, and the stomping. And I've never seen nobody scared like that in my life. Like, I wanted to laugh so hard how scared they were, but at the same time I was like, okay, no, this is serious. Like, this is just getting out of hand, like way out of hand. They left. Like, they didn't want to come back in. They left. After that, you know, we were sleeping downstairs, and we would leave the TV on just to make the kids feel better, but it was just getting way out of hand because you would hear the stomping, and then the TV would just turn off and turn it back on. It was mostly every night, and I just kept telling my husband, I was like, we need to move, we need to move. Like, I want to move. I don't want to be here no more. I feel like we're not safe. Like, I literally pissed this thing off. Like, I made it mad because it wasn't that bad until I started recording and wanted to see more and more, and I just made it worse. What really made us move was I was laying down, and me and my husband were taking turns sleeping or staying up because I didn't feel like the kids were safe. And it was my turn to stay up, and I was watching TV. The TV had turned off, but it did turn back on a couple minutes later. But when the TV turned back on, I felt this heaviness like on top of me. I couldn't talk, I couldn't move, I was stuck. All I could do was cry. I felt like this breathing on my neck, like on this side, just breathing. My hairs were standing up. It was just the most scariest thing ever. And literally nobody believed me. Like, nobody believed me. And for some reason, when he woke up, it lifted right off of me. Like, he woke up because he heard me crying, and he was like, what's wrong? And I couldn't talk. Like, I was in shock. I was like in so much shock that it was so scary. Like, I don't know. He just ran upstairs and was like, leave us alone already, whoever you are. Like, just get out, you don't belong here. He's like, I've had enough of it. And then that's when we called his sister, and his sister got a hold of his aunt because she, you know, deals with things like this. She prays and she gets rid of stuff, and she did get rid of it, you know, but sorry, I keep hearing stuff. But we did move, and now we live here. So I'm gonna get to the clips. Sorry I talked so long, but I'm gonna get to the clips, and you guys can watch them and judge them on yourself. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to our channel, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe.